This process will give you the most bang for your buck in the least amount of time. It'll give you the most professional level results with the least amount of experience. Guys, this video is all about how to deeply clean your windshield. You probably think you have clean paint and a clean windshield. Guess what? We need to go a little bit deeper today. If you've never done this before, if you've never polished paint before, this is the perfect way to get a polisher into your hands and get real results. When you're driving down the road, what matters the most? Honestly, when it comes to detailing, your visibility. So we need to deeply clean this windshield. When you're thinking about detailing, you're worried about your nice $50,000, $60,000 car, whatever you got out there, you spent a lot of money on it, you want to treat it well, but we tell you to get a junkyard hood first, right? Before you polish paint. Folks, you don't need a junkyard hood. You got a brand new nice car, you can start to polish on your windshield because you can't really mess glass up. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to deeply clean your glass, how to decontaminate your glass, how to polish it, how to protect it. It sounds simple, and yet it's something that you can do from home and get amazing results. I know I've said this before. Let's say you don't have a lot of time. Your vehicle is dirty. You can't get the time away from your wife to do the whole car, because that could take you all day, right? I mean, it shouldn't, but it could. This will take you just a little bit of time. You can leave the rest of the paint dirty, and you're still gonna get amazing results. So for those of you out there who are in your head, I don't have the right this, I don't have the right that, the weather's not good, I don't have enough time, this is like a really snackable bridge to the other side, to the nirvana of detailing. You wanna go down that rabbit hole? Fine. I'm gonna guide you across those churning rapids so you can enter the valley of detailing goodness. Let's start on the glass, and I promise you we're gonna get the results that you will enjoy, and you can also offer this as a professional. Let's get to it. I promised we were gonna keep this super easy. Let's keep it super simple as well. Grab an empty bottle, put it in your bucket. Now I've put DIY Detail Rinseless Wash in this bucket. The dilution ratio is 256:1, or one of our capfuls per gallon. So I'm kind of sloppily pouring one capful of product, but it's one capful, even in the gallon. The gallon is the same as the 16-ounce bottle. One capful per gallon of water. That's your ready to use mix. I also have a sponge in there and I have a clay towel, but the idea is we're gonna put this bottle in that now diluted mixture, spray it on the windshield to start the cleaning process. How about that? A matching bottle with the product? Let's go. Now, do I need this much product on the windshield? No, but I filled up the whole bottle in the bucket, so I like to use more. There's nothing wrong with using more rinseless. I'm just thinking of flooding the panel. But again, unlike paint, you can't mess this up. Glass is so forgiving. Let's go. Boy, I love the DIY Detail system. It doesn't get easier than this. Grab your Legacy sponge after you've pre-treated a panel with rinseless wash if it's not that dirty. Otherwise, if it were paint, we put the rinseless on, we hose it off, we put the rinseless wash back on, then we do the contact wash. On glass, no hose needed, because I'm telling you, you can't scratch glass. We're not even going after deep scratches when we polish glass, folks. We're just deeply cleaning glass. It's different than paint. Again, you're not gonna scratch it. You're just trying to wash the glass here and then decontaminate. So we have rinseless wash on the surface. Now is about time you could grab a clay bar, right? But why grab a clay bar? Let me just show you how much more work a clay bar is versus our clay towel. And by the way, if you want to get any of the products you see in this video, if you want to support this podcast and support me, would really appreciate it. You're gonna save yourself 10%. Just use code NICKATNIGHT, NICKATNIGHT. You can go to thehouseofrags.com and get these products. Except for this clay bar, because why have a clay bar? I use a clay bar on like 5% of jobs. Maybe it's a heavy overspray job. There's a time and place for the clay bar, trust me, but not for a job like this. So I'll show you how to use the clay bar if this is what you're used to, but the clay towel, our perforated synthetic decontamination towel, is so much more efficient, so much easier on the shoulder. Let's take a look. This is actually not clay, but for SEO purposes, we call it a clay towel. This is your clay bar, right? And what we're doing is we're plucking contaminants from the surface. My shoulder's moving and I'm covering such little real estate. So it's like, yeah, am I doing a good job? I mean, I think I am. But that's a lot of work. It's not bringing up all that much, so I don't have a lot to work with, but you could have really heavy contamination, in which case this would go black, right? But when I do this, it's just so effortless, guys. I don't know how many passes my rotator cuff went through with the clay bar, but that was just a handful, and I've done the entire vehicle. I'm gonna go over it until I don't hear or feel any scratching. I don't at all, and there you have it. This is just so much easier. I highly recommend getting yourself a clay towel. The DIY Detail Quad Fold Towel is amazing. I actually have our old one that I'm using today just to show you that this one works great too. If you have this, you don't need the Quad Fold Towel, but the Quad Fold Towel is fantastic. Clay bar, throw it away. Of course, I love all DIY Detail products, but you know what else I love? Having fun, trying new products, and whew, the weapon of mass drying from the House of Rags. Go get yourself. They're amazing microfiber. You know, I think actually they have all of their towels back in stock for the first time in the history of the company at Thor. So it's just a great time to stock up on microfiber. And as you go ahead and stock up on all your products, don't forget code Nick at Night. That's one word, 10% off at houseofrags.com. All right, folks, here's where it becomes a bit of a choose your own adventure. I have our dual action cord-free tool. At the time of recording, it's sold out. It's wildly popular. If you don't have a cord-free DA from DIY Detail, I highly suggest when it comes back in stock, you get one. They're amazing. I also have a dual action sander, a palm sander, a small brushless orbital sander. This one's a Fendo, but you can get yourself one at Harbor Freight for like 20 or 30 bucks. If you have one in your garage because you've sanded stuff before and you're like, I don't want to buy a polisher, I've never tried polishing before, get a cheap sander, right? We have our wool pad. I would suggest the wool pad. I know we always say use the least aggressive method first. There are times where the yellow waffle pad, our foam pad, is everything you need it. There's other times where there's some etched water spotting in here. If you see nasty water spots that you're going after in the cleaning process, I'd probably try water spot remover after this. Water spot remover will remove all the minerals from the paint. So I'd spray it on, I'd wipe it in, and then I would rinse it off. I'm not worried about that here today. We're doing a really nice job of decontaminating this glass as it is. So you could use water spot remover here. That's the choose your own adventure. I know my glass, and we're just trying to obviously neutralize and remove the minerals. I know my glass and we're fine here. Also, polishing your paint, you know, do it once a year. Do it however often you'd like. But when we do use the wool pad, we're gonna remove whatever protection products on there. When you use the yellow waffle, you're kind of abrading that existing coating if you've already ceramic coated the glass before. With the wool pad, I'm just like, we're shaving off whatever's on there. We're getting this down to bare glass, and that's kind of the feeling that I like. So just have confidence knowing you could use a palm sander or dual action sander. Totally works great. If you got this, why would you not use it? But I'm gonna show you how to do this with a sander and our DA wool cutting pad. So all you need to do is get yourself, obviously this DA wool cutting pad and some gold sander polish, and you're good to go. So I've cleaned this polishing pad in the Lake Country pad washer. What you could also do is like dip this pad in a bucket of rinseless and then run it up against a microfiber towel and then free spin it at its highest speed, and that's a good way to clean it. Other people use a painter's tray with a little bit of rinseless wash in there. They'll dip this in the painter's tray, right? And the painter's tray has those ridges, and then you kind of run it at the speed you'd use your polisher on that painter's tray. It'll agitate like the pad washer does. It'll get all that crap out. Then you spin it at speed 6. So the whole idea of the Bedrock is we have a lightly damp pad with rinseless wash in there. It's gonna help our pad cut cooler, and it's also gonna help it prime after just one spray of gold standard polish. We are ready to polish. I don't have to spend time doing this and priming the pad and making sure, no. With this sprayed everywhere on there and a damp pad, we're primed, we're ready to polish. Just, let's go 50% overlap, up, down, left, right, 2-3 passes. Let's just deeply clean this glass. Done half the windshield, clean the pad. One spray of gold standard on the lightly damp pad, and we'll finish this side. And I know Frank from Detailing Dogma did a video on this channel similar, and he used a rotary and he said he likes that for edge work. If you're concerned about edge work, you can always just tilt the pad a little bit, and I think it's pretty easy with a DA or a sander as well. So if I want to do edge work here and not get onto the paint, I would just there's a very precise way to do it. So you can just tilt the pad, get in there. I just think the rotary can be a little intimidating for folks if you've never done this before. Palm sander, dual action polisher will do this super well. Now we're gonna wipe this off with a rinseless wash dampened towel, and we're almost done. There's nothing like opening a brand new bag of towels from the House of Rags. They power our towels here at DIY Detail. You can find the level 1 coating towels at thehouseofrags.com. Use promo code NickAtNight. You know the drill. I love these. I'm gonna use these for my final step, but I'm also gonna use this for my rinseless wash dampened towel. Just a short nap towel. When you're wiping off polish residue, I do love Nick's favorite glass towel for that. It's so versatile. But you want this really like kind of wrung out as much as you can. I mean, you can be as sloppy as you want with this. You don't need to use a rinseless wash dampened towel if you don't want, but it's the least amount of work if you just do it this way every time. I used to question these methods, and now it just works so well. You've got this short nap towel. It does a great job. It just cuts right through the polishing residue. Boom, just like that. Let Mother Nature do a lot of the work for you. So I'm not worried about doing the entire job here. I just want the polish to get interacted with my level 1 towel and the rinseless wash on there. Let most of that dry, and then we'll do that final wipe. I mentioned Nick's favorite glass towel. This thing's seen better days, but for right now, it's clean. It may look a little stained. It does a nice job of, let's just get this dry, because we're not done yet, but we are ready to seal in some long-term protection, and so we want to make sure we've removed all the polish first before the next step. Gosh, I just heard a squeak. I mean, it is squeaky clean. The cool thing about, rinseless wash, at least from DIY Detail, it leaves nothing behind. So it's basically naked paint, naked clear coat, naked glass. You could go ahead and just coat or protect from here, but we are gonna use some DIY Detail panel prep just to make sure we've got this squeaky clean. Oh my gosh, the visibility, the hydrophobics after we coat this, it's going to be such an improvement from a visual perspective as the driver. This next step, I have a fresh level 1 towel, a fresh Freebird 400, yes, that's 400 GSM. When I do panel prep, I want a 2 towel method. Let me show you how I do it. Honestly, with glass, you could get away with spraying it on, but we do not ever recommend spraying panel prep directly on paint. Instead, we want you to get one side of the towel really nice and saturated with that panel prep. And then we wipe on, and while everything is still in suspension, then we level with our Freebird 400. We're not just using one towel and hoping that this works. We get all the crud off while it's still in suspension. We wipe it away. Check it out. Boom. While it's still there, boom. Oh my gosh, that's so squeaky clean, I can't even move the towel across it. You kind of get the idea, right? Woo! That is squeaky clean, guys. Kind of had the phone in the way, so I'll show you where I can actually reach here. Boom, and then boom. While it's still kind of got that oily look, right? Kind of that oil slick on water thing. We just wipe it off like that. And that is how you do panel prep. The 2 towel method, oops. The 2 towel method, while you can still see it, boom, we get it. We get it. We got it. It's good. Boom, boom. Oh my gosh, that is getting tacky. That is getting tacky and ready for protection. All right guys, there are a few ways we could go here. Put on Envy Ceramic Detail Spray. Just spray it on and wipe it in. You're gonna get a lot more durability because we've deep cleaned the paint. That's an excellent choice. Another product I'd be tempted to use, Signature Wax from Katiba. I can't tell you about longevity, but for that first wash or so, the water beads were absolutely insane. And if you love water beads on your glass, on your vehicle, then this might be something, if you're not really ready for coating or you want something that you're gonna use it every wash, I might get some signature wax from Kataba. You will not be disappointed. Of course, you can get that on thehouseofrags.com, I think exclusively in the US. And if you want to save yourself 10%, use promo code NICK@night. However, we're going big boy, big girl, we're going varsity, we're going professional level here. I've got DIY Detail ceramic coating here. It's an 8-year ceramic coating. If I'm gonna go to the work to deeply clean this glass, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this ceramic coating. It is that easy. You can do these results and you can't mess this up. Worst case scenario, let's say you leave a high spot. You polish the glass again or use a little C6 Ceramics adhesion promoter polish on a microfiber towel and you can get that high spot. But I don't think we're gonna get any high spots today. No real need to shake a coating, but I always do. I just like, you know what? It's been sitting here for a while and we want about 10 or 12 drops on there. I'm not worried about getting this wrong, guys, because it's that easy. The only thing I would advise, if you're doing ceramic coatings, wear gloves, use a fresh applicator or one that you've laundered, and go from there. So we have panel prep on the glass, and now we're just gonna box in and do not worry. Oh my gosh, it's so squeaky clean. Do not worry about the squeak, folks. This is the cleanest glass, I think, in the history of the world. Gosh, that is squeaky clean. All right. We're just gonna box half the windshield and do nice big circles. Goodness gracious, this is squeaky clean. Doesn't matter if you go up or down, if you go in circles, you just wanna make sure it's on there, which of course, I did 7 extra application passes because that's what I do. And then it's basically ready to level. You wanna wait for this kind of oil slick on water look to go away by about 50%. I don't know if you can see any of that on camera. There you go, you can see that oil slick on water look. I would wait for that to disappear by about 50%. I kind of over applied it there on the edge. But for the most part, that is starting to flash. So I'm gonna grab a level 1 towel and a Freebird 400 fresh towels to finish off this windshield. Boy, do I love these level 1s. They sold out last time. Get yourself some level 1s. They're just such a great utility towel for so many things. Safe for ceramic coatings, great on interiors, great on glass. Phenomenal towels. And of course, it's a DIY detail coating, so it's gonna be incredibly forgiving. Super easy to wipe off. I chose our 8-year coating. I want durability, right? I want that chemical resistance. The windshield does so much for me. I want to do the most I can for it. Boom. Just right there along the edge. And I applied a little bit much on there, so, ooh, it's getting slick, guys. That is getting so slick. And then, oh, don't you love that ceramic coating application feeling when after that second towel, everything just gets so slick. After that first section size, I'm just gonna go like 1, 2, maybe 3. That's all we need on your applicator. And there you have it. Ah, yes. The squeak. There we go. We're gonna get to about halfway. We're gonna box. We're gonna do the corner. And then we're gonna fill it in. And if you feel like it's way too grabby, you can add a little extra coating, but I'm telling you, I have been guilty of applying way too much coating on. You'd be surprised that it's actually going on your glass or your paint when you don't think it is. And when you add too much, that's where you might run into like ghosting later and you're like, what happened? Trust me, I'm the guy who does too much. You do not need too much coating. Less is more. I'm done with this applicator. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put it in my bucket of rinseless wash. I'm gonna launder it and this will be ready to use for my next ceramic coating job. It really does work. We use a 2-towel method because we're not actually wiping off the coating, we're actually like leveling the excess that doesn't penetrate the pores of your clear coat or your glass. So this is the leveling towel that actually levels the excess. And this is my insurance wipe, just making sure nothing escaped me. Those long fibers are a nice piece of redundancy on the Freebird 400. And of course, high spot, hot spots, the widow's peak on a hood or on your windshield. And then all the corners where maybe you just didn't quite wipe in the way you wanted to. Wow, that glass is so slick. A couple things here. I'm gonna use different lighting situations to make sure I didn't leave any high spots, right, on the glass. And once I'm sure of that, I'm gonna take my leveling towels, put them in my bucket of rinseless wash with my applicator. These are gonna get laundered after I let them sit there for about a half an hour. They're gonna be reusable for my next ceramic coating job. The other thing is, man, those wiper blades, they are nasty. I don't wanna ceramic coat the wiper blades, but I think to be a good steward of them, and I should have probably done this earlier, I'm gonna take my rinseless wash dampened towel and just do a light wipe of them, and then just wipe them down with my panel prep level 1 towel. So let me bring it closer in and show you. You can see how nasty all this is into here. I don't want that interacting with my freshly coated windshield, but I do not want to ceramic coat the rubber either. So just be a good steward of your wiper blade. Give it a nice wipe down, and then go ahead and do a dry wipe. And although I know I could put these down now, I'm gonna give it the hour of curing time here before I put them down. In 1 hour, this windshield is ready for the elements, but it's already protected. And now the windshield wipers are clean too. With that, they did get a little stained. Let's put them in the rinseless wash bucket, let them soak, and then we'll launder everything together with Renaissance microfiber detergent. If you want the best microfiber detergent on the market, go to thehouseofrags.com, get yourself just a 16-ounce bottle of Renaissance microfiber detergent, and use promo code NICKATNIGHT to save 10%. You will not regret it. And here's your bonus tip. These level 1s are great on glass. Now, I love Nick's favorite glass towel, but all of those towels are kind of dirty. I haven't done laundry in a while. It's life in the shop, and I just got my fresh shipment of my level 1s because the House of Rags is back in stock on all their microfibers, including DIYs. So I'm gonna grab crystal clear glass cleaner, a nice level 1 coating towel, and glass cleaning towel. I'm gonna clean my interior windshield. If I just did the exterior like that, let's get the interior dialed in before we hit the road. I like to generously coat one side of my towel with crystal clear. I like to box my section. I like to just work it in, let it get to work for me, and then immediately go to a clean side. Box it. Boom. Box it again. Work that. And then if I had two towels, I would go to immediately a clean side because I always want to work clean on glass, always and forever. Clean side, clean side, clean side. And now it's getting real grabby. I know it's real clean. Oops, I just got some more crystal clear. So clearly I could have used the two towel method here, but I was trying to make it work with just one. And this is what happens when you cheat the system, guys. I usually do glass with two towels. Oops, there's a little sticker residue there. Yeah, I prefer doing my glass with two towels because I use so much product. It's just kind of my MO that I just struggle to find myself a dry side, and that's what I want, right? I want a dry side. So I kind of use one towel as my wet towel and the other is my dry towel, but that is looking pretty dang clean. I always like to do glass under some lights, and that way I can kind of see almost like the lights are like mirroring the sun. Like, what's it gonna look like as I drive, into that direct sunlight at 5 p.m. on a summer day or whatever. Okay. Boxing, drying, double checking, triple checking. Man, is there anything better than clean glass? Probably clean paint. And if you want to learn how to clean your paint and detail in an amazing way, check out this video right here. Subscribe to the House of Rags YouTube. Peace out, guys. Thanks.